Hello, everybody, and welcome to the NBA on 2K Sports. Ernie Johnson here with my esteemed colleagues, Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. Tonight, it'll be the Phoenix Suns going up against the Philadelphia 76ers. For Philadelphia, they're keeping pace with their win total from last season, holding steady, though they'd like to move the needle and continue to improve. Fellas, just like we were saying earlier, a lot of excitement has been built around this new season. So far, it has not disappointed. Your thoughts, Shaq, on
Well, for the teams that are
so
losing,
far?
it's been a disappointment. But for the teams that are winning, it's now about maintaining that consistency. See if you can make it to the playoffs, how far you can go in the playoffs, and hey, maybe you can win a championship.
Well, to me, the league is just getting more and more athletic. All the off-season training and all the nutrition and things, guys are more athletic. I don't know if they're better players, but they're much more athletic. And already we've seen some jaw-dropping highlights. Without
More
question,
athletic
but
than
they're
when you
not
played?
better players, not better skilled players, but they definitely – it's like you think about this. In archery, do you have to be athletic?
I don't know.
And
Ask
when
Shaq. He's the
you
archer.
do your archery, do you have to be athletic?
Yes, because I shoot with my toes.
Well, there it is. End of my point.
I'm glad that you asked Shaq.
I do.
Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday night edition of the NBA and all its great action on 2K Sports. With Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and our sideline reporter, Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. For Eric Bledsoe. For Philadelphia, they've gotten 3 of 8 shots to fall for them here in the first quarter. So on the floor for Philadelphia. Freak in at point guard. Okafor out there with Nerlens Noel. Then it's Tony Wroten. And it's Sparks in at the 3. They now take the lead.
Assist from Sparks. Phoenix.
And a look at the top three-point shooting small forwards this season in the NBA. Every wingman should have that shot in his arsenal, and these guys certainly do. Well, you look at Tucker, dangerous player from three-point land, a great talent with a great release.
I mean, these guys are all constant threats on the perimeter. Shooting the three isn't all, though, that they do, but it sure is a lot of what they do.
They are your classic dual threat small forwards. Their three-point shooting is phenomenal, but they can still slice the defense open with their ability to get inside and attack that rack. You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
Phoenix has gone 1 of 5 from downtown in the first quarter. Points out there have been hard to come by. A nice shot by Knight.
Good open look, and he splashes home the 3.
76ers trailing.
Man, it's close, but, you know, didn't get on balance quick enough.
Yeah, and as quick as players are at this level, in this day and age, I mean, you've got to be perfect in your anticipation to draw the charge.
Some changes for Phoenix. Lenz checked in for Chandler. Warren comes in for P.J. Tucker. And it's Chalmers in for Booker. And Philadelphia also making a switch. Embiid, he's checked in for Okafor. That's going to be over and back, not watching for the line that time. Freak with it. He's averaging just around 8.5 points a game. Noel sets a screen for Freak. He feeds it to Noel. And the layup is good after a nice lead pass. And the 76ers lead by 3.
Now, how about how he sets his man up there, runs him right into the screen, and then gets the basket.
And the foul called on Freak. That is his first foul of the game. Morris with the ball. Now guarded by Noel. Morris dishes to Warren. There's the screen. Over in the corner, Chalmers. 5 to shoot. Steps back and fires. Takes a big height bounce and goes in.
I like the recognition of the mismatch there, immediately making the defense pay.
Freak. 9-point game his last outing. Embiid with the screen on Chalmers. Freak kicks to Embiid. Philadelphia moving the ball around. Here's Freak. From outside, off the mark. Phoenix has gotten just 2 of 6 to fall from three-point range so far in the first. Here's Chalmers. The shot no good. And Philadelphia the other way now. And this is their first time matched up with the Suns this season.
An East-West showdown, only one of 2 games between these squads.
And because of that, the time is now to seize control of the matchup. We'll see who strikes first.
Here's Freak. That 3 off the mark. The Suns trailing. And here is Chalmers. Pass to Knight. Lets it fly from 18. And Philadelphia grabs the miss. They come in fresh off a win against the Warriors.
Their percentage from long range in that game was off the charts. Seemed like anytime the fans got a little hostile, they just started to take it up a notch from beyond.
The bombs were really falling, weren't they? I mean, great shooting, especially when you consider it was on the road.
Now here's Freak, guarded closely. It's stolen by Morris. And the foul called on Freak. The 76ers trail by 3. So to begin the second quarter for the Philadelphia 76ers, Freak, he's in at the point. Carl Landry is out there with Okafor. Then it's Robert Covington, and it's Sparks in at the 3 spot. 6 to shoot. There's the feed to Freak from past the arc. And the 76ers get it back. Suns leading by 3. Now let's send it to Doris from the sideline.
Well, Kev, Freak in the last matchup against the Warriors provided a nice lift. He had 9 points and added 3 rebounds as well. It was a great contribution from someone who is considered a bit more of a role player on his team.
All right, Doris, well, what do you guys think? Does that kind of big performance energize a player in his next game?
Guys, it's tricky, because when you work as hard as he did in that game, you tend to be a little worn down. But on the other hand, he also has to be feeling terrific in terms of the confidence about the state of his game.
Yeah, that's exactly right. I mean, I'd say mentally he's in peak condition, while physically he could probably use a recharge.
Bledsoe outside. And there's the 3-second violation.
A chance to take a look at how the Suns are doing right now early in the season. 3rd in steals, 4th and second chance points, and they're a top 10 shooting team from the foul line. Pretty good company for that team.
And you look at all those steals. I mean, they play an in-your-face aggressive style of defense. Even advancing the ball can prove to be a challenge, and they tend to feed off of that. And those are 2 teammates right there working in rhythm. One setting the screen and the other using it to get that separation.
And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a 3-point play.
Really aggressive play there, taking it to the rack against the big fella.
Greg, aggressiveness is really the only option when you're on the wrong side of the size equation.
Freak kicks to Landry. The dish to Freak. Takes the 3. Phoenix grabs the miss. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing that last matchup with Boston.
Yeah, they were just pounded on the inside, particularly on that backboard. That was a huge disadvantage for them.
Well, that's always a disadvantage when you get blasted on the glass. They needed to do a much better job of getting inside position, and if you can't do that, it's going to be a long day on the backboards.
He dishes it to Landry, the 11-footer, and it's Phoenix with the rebound. Chandler's got 4 rebounds in this game. And the foul called on Freak. That's his 3rd foul of the game.
That's the risk you run by staying out there as he picks up his third.
The Suns making a switch here. Booker's checked in. And Philadelphia also making a switch. Kelly's checked in. Phoenix, no good that time either. Philadelphia's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. We're just over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Freak passes to Kelly. He kicks it to Okafor. Dishes it to Kelly. Got it. And he's now 3 for 5 from the field. 6 changes of the lead here.
Yeah, no team able to build a big lead early on. I mean, it's tight.
Yeah, both teams still kind of feeling their way through this game.
And stolen by Freak. The pass to Sparks. And a kind roll that time off the rim as that one falls. And it's a 3-point 76ers lead. And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for Philadelphia.
And it's been about their defense. They're playing with a frenetic pace, putting a lot of pressure on the ball handlers and forcing turnovers.
They've gotten their fair share of points off turnovers so far tonight, too.
And really just led him to his sweet spot for that finish.
For Philadelphia, they've gone 4 of 8 so far here in the second quarter. There's a good screen, and there's the call. It's going to be an illegal screen.
That foul is really going to hurt him in the second half. I mean, he's got to sit and may have...
And so it's a close game as we wrap up the first half of basketball. Suns lead by 1.
Well, Tyson, coming off...
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. The 76ers making a change here. Freaks checked in. Here's Roten. 7 points in the game. Tucker and Morris holding the forward spots. Booker out there at Bledsoe. And it's Chandler in at the 5 down low. That's who's out there for Phoenix. Now here's Freak, defended by Booker. And it's Freak missing. Suns leading by 6. Now here's Tucker. 7 points in the game. Chandler goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim.
Jackson against Bledsoe. Jackson up top. 10 points for him. Clock at 6. Pass to Kelly. So he gets the whistle. Contact on the way up and 2 shots coming up. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. Take a look at the Cavaliers. A terrific position for them as they hold up that illustrious top spot, but it's a long season, as we all know. And, of course, the Philadelphia 76ers, 6 games out.
And I think for the 76ers, it's been a disastrous start to the season for them. They can't buy a win.
Yeah, and you know what? For a team that's desperately trying to get things turned around, this kind of start makes the job almost impossible.
Robert Covington's checked in for Jackson. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Suns.
Guys, they've done a nice job of drawing countless fouls in this game, and as a result, they've gotten a ton of points at the line.
And also, I think it's really led to the rhythm and confidence you've seen from long range tonight throughout the entire game.
Now here's Freak, guarded by Bledsoe. Pass to Sparks. Okafor kicks to Freak. Accurate with the jumper from the elbow. Freak's got 6 points.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing a bigger guy, you can't get it all the way to the rim.
While we've got a moment, let's now take a look at the teams that have the most second chance points on the season. The Suns 5th.
And just having a terrific year on the offensive glass, it's because everybody buys in. Not just the big men, but even the guards are getting in on the act.
The 76ers making a switch here. Noel's checked in. The 76ers trail by 8. Freak with it. Eric Bledsoe covering. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in.
Just no chance for the smaller defender to block that shot.
He's really, really good at using his size to free himself up for those mid-range jumpers. A master at it.
And the wide open shot from Morris. The offensive rebound. Here is Bledsoe. 6 points for him. Second shot opportunity, and he hits the jumper for 2. Bledsoe's got 8 points.
The entire defense was frozen-footed. Nobody picked up the shooter, Kevin.
Kicks to Okafor. Roten dishes to Freak. Pass to Roten. Feeds to Freak. Shot clock at 6. A three-pointer, no good.
And that's not the best of shot selection there. The defense definitely won that possession.
Yeah, I think in that case, you've got to go elsewhere with the ball. You just can't rise up over the top of him when he's on you.
Here's Morris. He feeds it to Chandler, and he goes in for the dunk.
I tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying.
We got to be more physical on defense. They are getting to the middle of the floor way too easy. Get into them on the perimeter. Post. Rotate over and make your presence felt. Quit being so soft.
He's getting around 16 points a game, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. And he brings that offensive firepower to the team. Scoring just comes naturally.
And, you know, defenses are throwing everything at him, Sid, yet he's still able to put up points. He's really unstoppable.
Here's what Phoenix has got going on right now. Lenz checked in for Morris. T.J. Warren comes in for P.J. Tucker. Ryan Roberts is checked in for Booker. And Knight subbed in for Eric Bledsoe.
That's really how they're going to get back into this game, trim the lead. I mean, play tough defense, force some turnovers, and then push it to the other end.
And Clark, those steals allow you to play in the open floor.
Move it.
Freak with it. 6 points for him. Off the iron that time.
Talk about hurting your team. I mean, he just can't get anything to go out there.
And it's Chandler top of the key. And there's the feed tonight. And the Suns miss again.
And he rushed that one, no doubt about it. The D out of position, you could see the frustration on his face.
To the left side wing. There's the dish to Freak. Looking to end his cold spell. He lays it in. Freak's got 4 points this quarter.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. Boy, that was a nice job.
The 76ers trail by 8. Embiid, the pass to Freak. Back to Embiid. Some nice ball movement here by the 76ers. Over to the left wing. Embiid the screen. Dishes it to Freak. Clock at 4. And the 76ers get it back. Here's Roten. Hits the three-point bomb. Roten's got 12 in the game.
And you know what? One of the few bright spots in this game for them today. He's kept his edge even though they've been trailing.
Knight into the lane. Ripped away. Roten kicks to Freak. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
Shape up. Shape up.
Phoenix with the ball. They've led by as much as 10. Knight, that's a two-pointer. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
And he's trying to shoot his way out of it. You know, they have the lead, but honestly, I think it might help if he'd be a little bit more selective tonight.
Now here's Freak. He's tightly guarded. Len grabs the board. Len's got 4 rebounds in this game.
Boy, I tell you what, the complexion of this game would be completely different if he'd shot the ball anything like he's capable of.
Chandler's shot, good. Now, Freak, 8 points for him. Up top, Roten. 1:51 left to play in the third. And he gets it to go. Embiid's got his first 2 points. Phoenix leading by 5.
The season still, but Kevin, it's time to take a look at where the 76ers sit right now in the league stats. 3rd in fewest turnovers per game, 8th in field goal percentage. And you know what? They're also in the top half of the league in scoring second chance points. There's room for improvement there, but I don't think they're too disappointed with what they've done in that area so far.
They don't make many mistakes. I just love the mental toughness. You saw 3rd fewest turnovers per game. Great decision making is so valuable, particularly down the stretch. Definitely a notch in their favor. And sometimes when you want something done, you got to do it yourself. That dunks the shot in the arm they need to really cut into that lead.
Well, Greg, it certainly got everybody on their bench up and off their seats and cheering.
Yeah, that could be an instant momentum shift. That certainly was a rim wrecker. You look at the game so far for the Freak. He has 11 points, and what a game he's had passing the ball, too.
I love the fact that he plays for his teammates, really spreading the ball around, getting everyone involved.
Move it!
To the inside, and Chandler sends it back. And here is Chalmers. He has 6. A nice shot by Knight.
No matter what they've tried, the D just has not been able to deny them the ball in the paint.
And it's a big key thus far in this game, Clark, because whenever they've gotten the ball in the paint, good things have happened.
No coverage that time. He's got 5.
Wow, something's brewing, guys. The three-pointers just continue to flow.
Yeah, they've had a great second half from long range, Greg. I mean, things are definitely starting to look up for them.
To the middle. One kick kicks to Chalmers. 6 on the shot clock. Takes a 3. That one's rebounded by Embiid. 5-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Noel with it. Now Chandler defending. Roten, no good. Suns leading by 4. Chalmers dishes to Knight. From 13, shot is off.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
And that's going to do it for the third quarter. Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific. It's making some changes. Chandler comes in for Alex Len, and Knight subbed in for Booker. Embiid, he's checked in for the 76ers. Freak comes in for Robert Covington.
And clearly, we will not be witnessing a spirited comeback tonight, albeit as exciting as that would be. This was an excellent all-around performance for the Suns.
Steve, I agree. You know, I think the attitude was very impressive. And Clark, you had talked about this before the game. Definitely a competitive game, and they fought through it each step of the way.
Yeah, absolutely. They put a tremendous performance in terms of effort and intensity, and they deserve to win this one.
And every win important, and this one will go down as win number 3.
And so they win their first game against this squad. It's a 2-game season series, and they'll be going for the sweep the next time they face off.
Yeah, and Greg, when it is just a 2-game season series, the team winning game 1 has that slight mental edge going into the second meeting, knowing they've already solved their opponent one time and only have to do it one more time.
And so many key players that you could point to tonight, but in particular, a great game for Morris. Every time he shot it, it seemed like it was going to drop in. And if it didn't, everyone was surprised.
And so in the game for the 76ers, Freak in a 2-guard, Okafor out there with Joel Embiid. Then there's Jackson, and it's Kelly in at the 3, the small forward. So it's the Suns winning easily here. Some good moments throughout this one, but they had the clear advantage down the stretch.
Yeah, and I thought good execution really played a big part throughout.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Clark Kellogg, Greg Anthony, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching. And coming up next, the postgame show with Ernie Johnson, Shaq, and Kenny the Jet.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Markieff Morris.
Anytime you deliver that sort of production we saw from him tonight, you're going to put your team in position to win. He gave them points in bunches, and when they needed them. It's not always about how much you get, but when you get those points up on the board.
His play tonight, Ernie, was finally a bright spot for them because, you know, they had a very rough stretch of games. It's been a while since their last win, and he was not content on playing a supporting role and letting them lose another one. He came on strong, took over, and put an end to the losing streak.
And, folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a great night.